All right, guys, I've got a great collection of highly discounted fragrances for you today in this video. We've also got some fragrances here that are discontinued that could be a bit difficult to get. So if you find them, get them right away. But a great collection of awesome discounted offerings that I'm going to talk to you about. I've got them all timestamp tagged as well. If you're in the market, take advantage of these right away because sometimes the deals don't last. And after the outro, I've got a huge haul. Huge haul. It's all the fragrances that I've been buying every time I do one of these videos, and I'm going to open them up on camera and talk to you about them and let you know what my thoughts are on the fragrances that I have acquired from various different purchases I've done every time I air one of these videos. If you found anything recently that you really loved from one of these videos, let me know, add a comment below. Before I get started with the fragrances though, if you've noticed I haven't been airing videos as frequently as I normally do, that might be the situation going forward for a while as I work on ScentFest SF. And I've mentioned it in a few videos and I have a whole video announcing it as well. But if you haven't heard about it, we are having ScentFest SF take place here in San Francisco on June 26, 27, and 28. And I'd love for you guys to come. It's a great fair with fragrance houses, niche, indie, and also awesome experiences within the fragrance world. So it's great for people that love fragrances. And it's a way for you to discover fragrances from, niche houses and also new fragrances and new brands that you might have not discovered in the past with various different interactive and experiential kind of experiences all surrounding fragrances. So it happens directly after the WPC, which is in Monterey, California. And I think there's the Business of Beauty Global Forums happening in Napa Valley around the same time as well. So there will be a crowd here all over internationally. And so this is another awesome event taking place all around fragrances. So click the link in the info box to discover ScentFest SF. Really appreciate it if you check it out and also share this video or the original video with as many people as you can. And go follow ScentFest SF on Instagram as well. And there is a ScentFest SF YouTube channel that I have as well. So let's get started with this collection of fragrances. First fragrance I'm talking about today is Real Patchouli from the house of Bois. I shouldn't say Bois. What am I saying? It's not Bois. It's BOIS 1920, Italian brand. So it's not Bois, it's BOIS. This is one of the ultimate in patchouli offerings. And the fragrance, or the brand I should say, is a bit not distributed in the States. So if you're in the market for a patchouli, super earthy, a bit chocolatey, a little boozy, ambery, you must get your hands on this fragrance. It's currently selling for 100 ml for $92. It's more than 50% off if you buy internationally because I can't find any retailers selling this, but I kind of did a conversion with the price in Italy and it's around $200 for 100 ml. It is a eau de toilette concentration, but oh my God, this is super delicious. I would say this is somewhere in the ballpark of Javois Psychedelique, Reminiscence Patchouli, and things like that. So if you like those kind of fragrances, I highly, think you should take advantage of it. Does it smell like Juice Box 54? I don't think it smells like it. I think the patchouli in it does, but keep in mind, Juice Box's 54 is milky, lactonic, and a bit more slightly gourmand leaning, fruity, boozy, and all that kind of stuff as well. So a great offering here, Real Patchouli by BOIS 1920. 100 ml for $92. Normally 100 ml is around $200. Let's move on to the house of 8 and Bob. This is Cap d'Antibes right here. And I've got it discounted for 100 ml for $93. And the brand has rebranded. They've got new bottles. This is available in this bottle now. This is what I have. 100 ml for 100 ml for $93. Normally in the new bottles, because I don't think, it's redone. The bottles are redone. So the new bottles are 100 ml for $255. So $93 for this on sale at the discounters versus $255 for the new clear bottles. The new bottles are nice, but I kind of like these bottles because these are what I discovered the brand with. This is also kind of ozonic, watery, fresh, and spicy, clean and crisp. Violet leaves comes to mind with this one, a lot of it. Maybe a distant relative to something like Cool Water, Water Portugal. Wait, no, not Water Portugal. What's the other one from Creed? I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, yeah, I'm drawing a blank with the name. You guys write the comment down. There's also a few other fragrances that might be similar. But what I like about this one, it's really intense violet leaves with that light hint of the violet flower in there. But it's super fresh and ozonic. There's a crispness about it, a bit of pulpy, watery, kind of cucumbery pulp effect, but really spicy and fresh masculine offering that I quite like from this house. One of my favorites from this house. Although my favorite from the house is Egypt. Can't find any discounted Egypt. But Cap d'Antibes is pretty close. It's Cap d'Antibes, Nuit de Megev, and Egypt being my number one. So these three I really like. I don't know if they've launched anything new from the house, but this is 93 bucks currently for 100 ml. Get yourself a bottle before it runs out, because once it does, you'll have to get the new bottle, and it's also 100 ml for $255. So we've got a ladies fragrance next. This is discontinued, one of my favorite Alien flankers. This is Alien Mirage. So it is discontinued. I can't really find a price, but a 60 ml like this is $45. It's a tester. So that's a great, great price. This is like the minerally qualities of the Alien DNA is really, really awesome. Really love it. And I think I discussed this once before in a video like this, but because I love this version so much, I highly recommend you take advantage of getting it. It's basically taking the original jasmine DNA of the original Alien into that kind of watery, minerally, marine kind of direction. It's not super marine because I would be challenged with it, but it's definitely uber minerally, and I like the way it smells, giving that kind of marine mineral effect to the fragrance, to the flowers, makes for a great experience. And I really love the way this one smells. Yeah, my bottle is pretty low, but I do have a backup of it myself, and I love this one. So get it because it is also discontinued, as I said. So that is 60 ml for $45. It's a tester offering, so it's not going to be full presentation. Just keep that in mind. Then we're going to the house of XERJOFF with Erba Gold, 100 ml for $154. Normally it's $360 for 100 ml, guys. So this is really highly discounted. This might be, yeah, this is a tester offering. So Erba Gold is a flanker of the original Erba Pura, kind of a fruity direction. And it's also kind of similar to Kirke a little bit, but I think they've amplified the mango here. It's given it more of a zesty vibe, but it's pretty potent, intense. There's that kind of Middle Eastern vibe that, you know, XERJOFF fragrances are known for sometimes having. And so really long lasting, really fruity, zingy, zesty, and spicy. I was actually recently at Neiman Marcus. There was a couple of young boys checking out XERJOFF, and we started chatting. And one of the guys really loved Erba Gold, one of his favorites, he said. And I was like, oh, here, check out Louis 15. And I'm like, oh, that's a bit too old school. I guess young guys like fruity fragrances now. I mean, it's fruity for sure, but there's also a lot of that spice and woody character around the fruitiness of the Erba Gold. So that's XERJOFF's Erba Gold. Again, $154 for 100 ml. Normally, it's $360 for 100 ml. Up next, going to the house of KAJAL, it's Ruby. We've got 100 ml for $125. Highly discounted. Normally, 100 ml for $252. A great discount on this one. Although I should be honest, this is not my all-time favorite fragrances, but I'm letting you guys know about it because it is highly discounted. It's a very syrupy, juicy, jammy, fruity fragrance, and a bit spicy and lightly chocolate dusting kind of offering. So there's some kind of gourmand aspects to it, like it's sprinkled and dashed over on top of that really pulpy fruitiness. I think there's cherry here, but there's probably other red fruits. It's called Ruby, and you kind of get an idea of what you're going to smell here. But it's pretty potent with the fruitiness, and it's quite pulpy and jammy. And then you've got a little bit of a something gourmand sprinkled on top of all that fruitiness here. Pretty intense as well. So This is Ruby from Kajal. It's 125 bucks for this 100 ml. Normally 100 ml suggested retail price is 252. That's again, this is a great price for it. So check that out if you can. Although it's like 50% off is what I'm trying to say. But next we're going to the house of CARNER Barcelona. This is Volcano. And oh, I thought this was extrait de parfum. I guess it's an eau de parfum. I almost said it's an extrait de parfum. Then I look at it, it says eau de parfum. So this is called Volcano. Currently a 50 ml is 73 bucks. Normally 50 ml is 220. I wonder why they're charging so much for this when it's an eau de parfum. Either way, to me, it's kind of a very spicy rose amber thing. And for some, there's also like resinous smokiness in this. Kind of reminds me a little bit of something I'm familiar with, but I can't recall. There's a little bit of a red hot effect with like something warm and spicy in here. And especially with given the fact that there is that rose, it's got a bit of an old school vibe, but in a modern way. I don't think this smells like something super old school, but it smells really, really great. It's long lasting for eau de parfum. And I always thought this was extrait de parfum, and I was wrong about that. But it smells great. If you like a rose that's given it the amber, resinous, warm, spicy, smoky effect, you got to check this one out. And I think the name is appropriate. Volcano, yes. It's very, very lava-like, hot, melting, spicy, floral, amber, resin smoke. So yeah, it's 73 bucks for a 50 ml on Volcano. Normally it's 50 ml for 220. That's a really great price. Super duper price on that because it's more than 50% off. Next, we've got a fragrance from the house of Nishane. It's Colognize. And this is actually the fragrance that you're probably going to pull for when it's warm outside. And right now I'm shooting this during a heat wave here in California. It's super, super hot. So the fragrance has this kind of like a thirst quenching quality. And you really feel when you're feeling parched, you want to spritz it on, and it really, really soothes you and cools you off. So Colognize is a Turkish cologne inspired fragrance, and it's warm. No, I'm sorry, not warm. What am I saying? It's very fresh and soapy and clean and crisp. Lots of citrus is in here. So you've got the citrus flowers, the fruitiness of the citruses, the juiciness. And then you might even have some green aromatics thrown in there as well. It's very, very fresh, and I like it. It's really, really bright. After smelling Volcano, smelling Colognize, it's really uplifting and bright and really, really happy as well. Kind of cools you off, but you've got those beautiful, gorgeous citrus flowers in there. Smells really fantastic. Yeah, it's perfect for a warm summer day or when you need to pick me up, because this is really, really great smelling. So this is Nishane's Colognize, really awesome freshie from the house of Nishane. So it's 100 ml for 90. Normally it's 100 ml for 195. So it's definitely 50% off. Now this next one I think is discontinued. I can't find it anywhere. This is JAZEEL Heyam. I don't know what happened to the brand. I don't hear from them anymore. I don't see any new fragrances. Lucky Scent used to sell this brand. I don't see them there anymore. But this is highly discounted currently, 100 ml for 168. And I think this is around $300 for the price, suggested retail price. It's a tobacco amber spicy offering created by Chris Maurice. Chris Maurice, who probably also did this XERJOFF fragrance. There's a little bit of a XERJOFF vibe here for sure. But lovely tobacco, super spicy, not necessarily smoky like you would expect in a tobacco or smoky fragrance. There's not much smoke here. It's mostly like leafy, dry tobacco leaves with a lot of warm spices. A bit like XERJOFF, kind of a Middle Eastern style, super long lasting, intense, and a great offering. There might be a little funk in here I'm picking up from what I remember. It's been a while since I've worn it, but that bottle is all the way from 2020 or maybe 2019. I have to say there's also oud, which is now starting to develop. And it's kind of animalic oud, actually, come to think of it too. But that bottle is from 2020 or 2019. And the fragrance smells really, really fantastic. And for like a tobacco, spicy, Middle Eastern style fragrance with oud. I think it smells really, really awesome. So that's Heyam. And even though it's eau de parfum, it says, it's really, really potent for an eau de parfum. And look at the back. That bottle detailing, I absolutely adore. I love those kind of detailing and that seal in the back. But that is, as I said, 100 ml for $168. And I don't really know the price, but it is discontinued. So take advantage of that before it runs out. Now I've got one fragrance from the house of MANCERA. I think this is a test. No, this is not a tester. This is 120 ml for 73 bucks. Normally it's 120 ml for 200. This is Holidays. And Holidays is just like a holiday on the tropical destination on the beach. It's beachy, it's tropical floral, it's coconutty, it's warm, it's a bit spicy and creamy, and a bit suntan lotiony. The coconut gives you that kind of effect. It's a really cozy offering. It's almost like a tropical beachy floral gourmand, because there's definitely gourmand qualities, warm, kind of like a suntan lotion. Just imagine that after you apply the suntan or lotion or sunscreen, you dip in the water, you come back and you got these little droplets of water, but it's oily, so it's kind of like come off of your body, and then you're smelling the sea, because there's also marine notes in this, and also you're smelling that coconutty warmth effect with the sunscreen. That's what you get here. Really lovely fragrance. This is Holidays from MANCERA for 73 bucks. And then I've got 3 Montales, all testers. The MANCERA was not a tester for 120 ml for 73. These are testers. First, I'm going to talk about Arabians Musk. And we've got 100 ml for $72. Normally, this is 100 ml for $190. So this is really highly discounted. This is a long-standing collection. I think there was Arabians Tonka, which is my favorite. I think there might be an Arabians Rose. I don't know it. And then there's Arabians Musk. It's super powdery and honeyed musk. Really, really. It's almost like you're taking real deer musk, mixing it with white musk. There's a bit of a baby powder effect. It's also super, super strong, really powdery, and also very honeyed. It comes off cozy, but I think we're going into the wrong season for that. You can, pick it up and keep it for when it's cooling off in autumn and especially winter, because the way the fragrance is, it's super thick and powdery and dense. So I think it makes it better to wear when it's cooler. But again, I don't personally have the rules. If you can tolerate it, wear what you want when you want. But most people would wear this in the winter time. But again, it's not Arabians Tonka, because it doesn't smell like it. They're just capitalizing on their success with Arabians, which I don't really care for Arabians. I love Arabians Tonka, and I still need to get my nose on the Rose edition. I think it's called Arabians Rose, correct? That one kind of came and left without even me thinking about it. But this is Arabians Musk is 100 ml for $72. Normally it's 100 ml for $190. And then we've got Dallachai. Dallachai is even less expensive, 100 ml for $68 as a tester. These are all testers from Montale, by the way. Normally, once again, it's $190 for the suggested retail price. And Dallachai is exactly that. It's a super spicy chai, like a chai drink that you would get in a coffee shop, which normally when I get those, I don't get them often because I'm a coffee snob and a coffee drinker. Normally they don't have that super intense spiciness. This has got so much cardamom. It's a cardamom bomb, and it also smells very realistic. Like you just opened up a jar of cardamom and you've cracked them and crushed them and you've sprinkled it on top of your, chai latte or something. It's super duper spicy and warm and a little bit milky, not super milky. I think the spices are kind of a bit more intense with this one in comparison to the milkiness. But it does definitely give me a chai latte effect, but really, really intense with the fresh, pungent spices like the cardamom. It's super in your face. So that's 100 ml for $68. Normally 100 ml for $190. Check that one out as well. Then we've got OUDMAZING, one of my favorite Montales. I really love this one. Late discovery on it, but I'm obsessed with it. It's super sexy. It's got a lot of patchouli, but there's a bit of warmth in there, like vanillic warmth and also fruitiness. I think there's pear here. There might be grapes. There's also the figs in this. It does have a little bit of a reminder of something like Coco Mademoiselle, La Vie est Belle from the House of Lancôme, but in a Montale way. There's oud, of course. It's an easy-to-wear oud, unlike the Heyam, which was getting quite animalic. The oud in OUDMAZING is super easy to wear and very, very Western. And what's running the show are the fruits and the patchouli and the warm notes and spices together. It's very sexy. Great trail with this one. Long-lasting. And again, as I said, really awesome to wear and very, very sexy. It's OUDMAZING from Montale. 100 ml tester for $67. That's really great because normally they're $190. So next I'm going to talk about a brand I don't speak much about, but I'm going to highlight this because it is highly discounted. It's State of Mind with Open Mind. 100 ml for $119 when normally these are 100 ml for $285. This is a marine style fragrance. They come inside a tea container. It's a brand focused on tea, inspired by tea. So there are tea notes in this, but this is also super aquatic and minerally. Not the kind of aquatic marine that is not tolerable, but kind of a fresh minerally marine tea focused fragrance. It's a kind of an interesting combo. It's very fresh, perfect for warm weather, spring, I think, because this does have a little bit of intensity, but I think it's perfect for the spring and most importantly summer and even autumn, I think, as well. If you like the minerally marine aquatic fragrances, definitely check this one out because it's basically, this is the smell. Like the color of the bottle is the smell you're picking up. It's the smell of the sea. It's a bit salty. It's very minerally, maybe a little bit of seaweed in there, but tolerable enough to wear. Not one that's super nauseating with the sulfuric qualities of sometimes marine fragrances can get. But if you're looking for something marine for the summer months ahead, this is definitely one for you to try. And it's also highly discounted, $285 normally for that bottle, $119 currently. It's a really, really great price. And then last but not least, I'm going to end with two BTSO fragrances. We've got Dirty Rice, 50 ml for $162, normally 50 ml for $220. And I'll talk about the next one in a bit. Dirty Rice, I think, is a super cozy offering. It's a bit nutty, powdery, a little milky, lactonic. And it's $162 for a 50 ml. And normally it's 50 ml for $220. But rice fragrances, I think, have become super popular. I think this is the one that kick-started it. Well, there was Santal Basmati from Affinescence, but that came out like 10 years prior almost, maybe even, no, not 10 years, maybe like 6-7 years prior. But I think once Dirty Rice came out from Born to Stand Out, then you saw an onslaught of rice-focused fragrances. And I think this might have been the inspiration. This to me is very, very smooth and creamy. And I think we've got a lot of creamy sandalwood here. And you've got those nutty and milky characteristics of the ricey notes and fragrances, plus it's very, very powdery as well. It's very, very cozy, I think, super cozy. That is Dirty Rice. It's one of the earlier offerings from BTSO, which were done by Firmenich Perfumers. Dirty Rice is Olivier Cresp, actually. And I can't remember who did Fig Porn. That's the second fragrance I'm talking about. 50 ml for $162. Once again, normally 50 ml for $220. This is not a super green fig. It's a little bit fruity and very woody. Oh, I think this could be Nathalie Lorson, actually. It could be. I can't remember. But it's a bit sweet. Also very smooth and creamy from the woods. It's basically the idea of the fig wood. So I don't know if you guys have ever played around with it. It don't, because it kind of has a milk that spills out of it and it's sticky and it's the fig milk. But you kind of have captured it here. You've got the greenness a little bit, but it's not super duper green here. It's more about the creaminess and the milkiness of the woods. And you've got a little bit of fruitiness thrown in there as well. If you like If you like your fig fragrances not leaning super green, more woody, bit creamy, milky, a little spicy and slightly fruity, then this is the fig fragrance for you. So that is Fig Porn, 50 ml for $162, same as Dirty Rice. Normally they're both $220. So that's all I have for you guys today. Some really great deals. Take advantage of them before they run out. Some of these do run out before I air the videos though, guys. So I apologize for that. I can't really control that because some of them do have limited quantities. But if they have them, I'll tag them for sure. They're all timestamp tagged. When I'm talking about them, the product should appear. Once again, also, don't forget to go check out ScentFest SF. I have it linked in the info box. I'm really hoping that you guys can come and participate in ScentFest SF. Everything is on the website. You've got also access to some VIP availability options as well. So go get your tickets, and I hope to see you guys here. It will take place in June 26, 27, and 28. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please subscribe, like this video, and share it. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. And don't forget, I've got bonus video here also after the outro with a really, really big haul. All right, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes of deliveries of fragrances here. And this is multiple different fragrances that I bought with videos like this myself, because I find the deals and I want to take advantage of them because I'm a collector, and it always turns out that I pull them out for people that come in for sniff sessions and consultations here. So it's always great to have the fragrances. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fragrances and split out into 5 different boxes that I'm going to go through. But let me kind of organize this a little bit, and so I can do this a little bit better, although I don't want that to show up like that. So, well, I think there's going to be a better way to do this. We'll do it like this, so it's a little cleaner looking. Okay, so I did one of these videos several weeks ago, and I discussed the ORLOV Paris fragrances that were highly discounted. In last week's video like this, I did receive 2 of them, and I've got 2 of them in that one video. And in another video I had done prior, I ordered another ORLOV Paris fragrance, and I've got that here delivered as well. The first 2 I'm going to talk about are similar to the ones I discussed last week, and we have, let's see, Out of the Box and Hope. So Out of the Box, 75 ml for $35, and Hope, 75 ml for $30. Really, really inexpensive. If you're in the market for some niche fragrances or just discounted fragrances in general, definitely take advantage of these deals. And I think the ORLOV Paris fragrances are just discontinued. I don't really know what's going on with the brand itself, but I think it's discontinued. They're discontinued. That's why these are so highly discounted. So first I'm going to talk about Out of the Box. I don't know anything about these fragrances. I might have gotten my nose on these in the past. I don't recall though. And I've discussed some, not controversy, but I really loved the brand when they first launched. I'll explain it again. And what happened was all the fragrances were created by Dominique Ropion. Something happened and they got all reformulated, but the names stayed the same. And the fragrances smelled nothing like what they were. So whatever happened, they must have had a falling out, but whatever Dominique Ropion had done, Star of the Season from ORLOV Paris was a masterpiece. But the version I have and the version you might find might be different. So this is Out of the Box, and I just took it out of the box, by the way. And I don't know anything about this one. It's a little makeup smelling, I think. It's a bit sweet and spicy. Smells like makeup. But no, I think, yeah, it kind of does, actually. I think there's rose here. There might be violet and iris. It's powdery, but also creamy at the same time. Remember in last week's video, I opened one of them was really great. One of them I didn't care for. This is not my all-time favorite, but again, it did cost me $35 for a bottle like this. This is a niche offering, really inexpensive. So I took a chance, and if I don't like them, and I never sell any of my fragrances, but there might be a lot of stock out there now. So if you were to resell some of these fragrances, you can, but you might have to wait for the stocks to run out and people have a demand for it. But that's what I would do if I was you. You bought something blind, you hadn't smelled it, and you're like, oh, I don't care for this at all. Then you can, sell it online or wait for it. And then sometimes demand increases and, the prices go up. But maybe because there's a lot of stock out there for these fragrances and the brand is going out of business and they're highly discounted. This one's not my favorite. I don't hate it. I don't love it. This is out of the box. I paid 75 ml for $35 for this. Let's try the other one. This is Hope. Hope I paid $30 for. Sometimes these are so hard to open up, but here we go. Oh, I like the color of Hope. Green. Is it a green fragrance? Let's see. Again, these are completely blind. I've never smelled these, but it's a $30 fragrance. Not my favorite. So last time I opened up two of these. One of them I really loved. I don't hate these. I don't really love them. Maybe this might develop. This is also very iris powdery. This is also giving me makeup. I'm not a fan of this one either. Those of you guys that know Orlov Paris, what do you guys think of these? All right, let's move on to the third Orlov Paris fragrance. This one I bought probably 4 videos like this ago, or maybe 5. This is Blue Lily, and I paid $40 for this in a 75 ml bottle. This fragrance I have smelled. I smelled it probably 8, 9 years ago. It's been a long time. This is one of the original Orlov Paris fragrances. So again, as I said, they launched with 5 fragrances that were created by Dominique Ropion. Then all of them got reformulated by different perfumers, and they kept the names, and they smelled nothing like what Dominique Ropion had created. Then they launched fragrances like this. So I got to get my nose on it at that time. I don't remember it, sadly. So we're going to find out now. But this one comes in a big presentation, as you can see. And it says Blue Lily on the back. But $40 for this, guys. So cheap. And this does look like the presentation for the other fragrances that I have. Look at this. Yeah, this is super duper presentation. Blue Lily? Is it an aquatic marine lily? I can't remember. This is just like the bottles that I have from the house. So these were, I think the brand might have changed ownership as well. Yeah, this is a very fresh marine aquatic leaning lily. It's a bit spicy, it's a bit aquatic, very creamy. The best of the 3 that I'm opening up here today, but not a super duper wow. Maybe it might, actually it's growing on me a little bit here. Actually it is. There's a little bit of a green stemmy vibe here. I'm going to try some on. I'm actually not wearing fragrance today. Working on ScentFest has been quite busy. Ooh, I like it. Well, I like it. I was thinking it was going to be something like Le Méditerranée from the House of Frederic Malle. It's not that, but for sure it's very lily and a bit marine aquatic, maybe some minerals, but also green stems. What I like about Le Méditerranée from Frederick Mall, and that was at a time when when I first discovered it and fell for it, it was at a time I didn't care for marine notes. So it was weird because that is very marine compared to Blue Lily. Again, I paid 75 ml for 40 on this. It's a great price, full presentation. Really, really great price. If all of these fragrances that I'm opening up here today in this haul portion of this video, they'll be tagged and you can take advantage of these if you want them. But this is starting to smell really great. I think it was a bit boring up top, but I'm getting some light elements from Le Méditerranée. It's not quite identical, and I never said that this was going to be identical because it is a lily focused fragrance. I am getting some elements of it. This one goes greener, whereas Le Méditerranée from Frederick Mall does have a little bit of like a clovey spice warmth. This is a bit more cooler, and the greenness is adding to that. I'm getting like a light green effect with this. Oh, actually, it's developing quite nicely. So I'm happy with this one. The other two, sadly, as a collector, I'll keep them because they were cheap. But for 40, this was totally worth it. If you're into white flowers, creamy white flowers, it reminds me of Easter because lilies were big for me during Easter. Not for me, but the family. And I grew up with them because they were all over the house during the Easter months. But that reminds me of Easter. So let's move on to the other fragrances now, different brands. First, I know I promised to do a video on this collection and it was already shot, and I think it's with my editor. I bought this way after I shot that video. So this is a tester bottle of Hugo Boss's The Collection Exhilarating Vanilla. So this is a tester bottle. Might have to do an extra portion, add this to that video. We'll see if I do. But this is Exhilarating Vanilla from Boss's The Collection. I paid 50 bucks for this, 100 ml. It's a tester, but these sell for over $300 when you buy them full presentation. Never smelled this one. Let's see. Exhilarating Vanilla, it says. Okay, it's not a gourmand vanilla. It's also not very exhilarating to me. It's dark and resinous to me. You know what it reminds me of? Vanille Carbone from the house of... What's the house? Atelier Materi. It reminds me of that kind of leathery, greasy, dark, smoky vanilla. I mean, this is what I'm thinking, not smelling them side by side, but that's what it's reminding me of. If you guys like those kind of vanilla fragrances, definitely check it out. It's 50 bucks for 100 ml. It's not my favorite, but the collection is right here, so it's growing. I might have to shoot a little portion to add into the video for the Hugo Boss collection video. But that is Exhilarating Vanilla from Hugo Boss The Collection. And then we've got Angel Schlesser's Opulent Vanilla as a tester as well. And I paid 28 bucks for this, 100 ml. So I've recommended their patchouli, which I love. And I think it's an everyday patchouli, long-lasting, but not super dense and thick. I also recommend their deep leather. And then there's also the rose, which I don't recommend quite often. I do recommend the other ones. So I've been waiting to find this at a discount, and I finally did for 28 bucks. And I haven't smelled it. I'm going to tell you all about it right now. 28 bucks is great for vanilla. And judging by the fact that they already have two in the collection that I really enjoy, I'm hoping that this is also going to be really delicious. Okay. It's got a fresh start, but there is something a bit more resinous warmth behind it. Something lightly caramelly butterscotchy. This is yum. Let me spray it on skin. So I don't know much about the brand Angel Schlesser. It's a Spanish house. Ooh, it smells much better on skin. Wow. It's not super duper gourmand. It's quite spicy and fresh. Wait a minute. I'm not, like, I think it's not the best. It's very resinous, but something a little different with the resins. I can get used to it for 28 bucks if I was on a budget. Yeah, it's kind of a cross between freshness, spiciness, ambery, kind of butterscotchy, caramelly vanilla. Opulent vanilla is what it's called. And it's 28 bucks. This is a tester. I showed you the tester box. So that I paid 28 bucks for 100. I'm not telling you the prices on these suggested retail. Some of them I do not know. But next, we've got Ferragamo's Spicy Leather Tester. This is 100 ml for 35 bucks. And this is the case where I don't have a sprayer. That's a bummer. So that's the thing you have to look out for with testers. Sometimes you're not going to get the caps, and I don't have the cap here, which is a bummer, but it was only 35 bucks. I mean, I personally prefer to have the caps because, you know, then it's not going to be the full presentation, because I don't care about the box, but I at least care to have the cap. But unfortunately, this is the first time that I bought a tester that I didn't get the cap for. But let's smell the fragrance. It's 100 ml for 35. Ooh. This is kind of like the long-standing collection of leather fragrances from this house. That's quite good. It's warm and spicy, but there's a freshness about it. Not super duper intense, but of course it's drying down to be leathery. I like that quite a bit for 35 bucks. I just wish it had the cap. In fact, I kind of like that more than the vanilla. Kind of do. There's something lemony or sharp, astringent in the opulent vanilla. But the spicy leather is quite yummy. Who's a fan? So that is Ferragamo's Spicy Leather. Then we've got Trussardi's Le Vie de Milano. Let's see if I can open this one up. Nope. Gonna have to pause. All right, I've got my little cutter here. So I'm hoping this one does have a cap. It does. Again, a lot of these are blind buys. I don't know anything about it, but I paid 40 bucks for this. I have one other in this collection from Trussardi, and it was full presentation, and I paid around $140 for it, maybe 150, but this one was 40 bucks. I don't know. It's a blind buy. I don't know what it's going to be all about, but it says Le Vie de Milano, walking in Porta Venezia. And the fact that it's a tester, it has the notes breakdown on the back, which is kind of cool. If you're kind of wondering what you're smelling, you can look in the back and see if you can't identify the notes. Whoa, is it minty? Wow, what's that mintiness? Star anise oil, lemon oil, black pepper, belanis, Artemisia, that's what I'm smelling. It's a lot of Artemisia. Oh, wow. Artemisia, wormwood, geranium, Madagascar violet leaves. It's that heart that is super strong, coming off very, very minty. And Artemisia can have a minty effect. It's funny, when I go to Pebble Beach, there's along the coast there's a lot of Artemisia growing. It smells like this, but not as minty as this. I think it's the geranium that's that's also creating mintiness, because you get mintiness from geranium, and the fact that it's added to the Artemisia, it's amplifying that. Wow. So in the dry down, it says patchouli oil, fir balsam, cedarwood, bourbon vanilla, Madagascar, something like that. Olfactive family, woody, floral, poisonous. This is quite masculine. It's very menthol, green, aromatic, spicy, earthy. It's very anisic as well, because that's what, yeah, I think maybe that's why I read about this. It's star anise. But for me, Artemisia has a little bit of an anisic absinthe-like smell to begin with, but it's more a bit imagining star anise or anise and absinthe going into the pine direction. That's actually good. That's a good blind buy for 40 bucks. So that is Le Vie de Milano, walking in Porta Venezia. Now, I don't know if that's the kind of smells you get when you walk there. Do you? I don't know. All right, next we've got a men's fragrance that I hadn't got my nose on. It's AZZARO Chrome in the Parfum concentration. So this one I paid $51. Maybe there might have been a better deal on this, but I did pay $51 on it. And I wore the original back in the mid-90s, and I'm still needing to get my nose on the Parfum edition. Is it a good Parfum? What do you guys think? It's a long-standing collection from AZZARO. It's interesting. Are they still making AZZARO Pour Homme flankers? I can see that it's got similarities to the original, but the original was so metallic. It's funny that also Chrome and Platinum Egoiste kind of have similarities with their, not necessarily their names, but in their styles. They're very crisp. This is a bit smoother, but this is not bad. It seems a bit cozier because it doesn't have that crispness. I'm going to spray some on. Let's give Opulent Vanilla a bit more of a smell. I'm still not sure, 100% sure about Opulent Vanilla. I have to put it to test. I like it, but I don't love it. All right, let's see the Chrome Parfum on skin. Well, there is definitely a little bit of a generic men's fragrance kind of a smell, but it's super fresh. It's pleasant. I think it's a dumb reach kind of fragrance. I don't know how the performance is, but good to have this on hand for the next Parfum focused video. All right, we've got 2 left. This is, remember, I talked about this in the video. This had appeared online. It's a discontinued Ralph Lauren Safari for the ladies. And I only have, I only have a vintage bottle. And this is more recent manufacturing, but again, it's discontinued. I think it is discontinued from what I recall. So there must have been some stock found somewhere. Is this L'Oreal? Yeah, it's L'Oreal, I think. It says Ralph Lauren fragrances, luxury products. I don't see L'Oreal on there. Yeah, I don't see L'Oreal written out or spelled out. This is the vintage. It's a green floral. This is for the ladies, by the way. Whoa. It's galbanum. That smells awesome. I love galbanum, guys. If you don't know galbanum, look it up. It's a green bitter note. That smells great. I wonder when this was manufactured. I'm going to have to look it up. But made in USA. I don't see L'Oreal written on here. I'm going to have to look and see who manufactured that. But glad to have this because it is discontinued. This is Safari for the ladies from Ralph Lauren. And the last fragrance, it is from the house of Boucheron. It's for the ladies once again. It's Boucheron and Eau de Toilette. I know someone that loves this fragrance, but they can't find it easily. And I was talking to her and I decided to buy a bottle to see what it's all about. I think it's a white floral fragrance from the 80s, I believe. But I thought I was getting the Eau de Parfum. This is Eau de Toilette on it. Oh, this is tuberose. Yep. Major tuberose here. And again, it's vintage or it's classic. It's not bothering me like Freca bothers me. What is it about this that this woman likes? But anyway, that's the haul, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've bought anything that I've recommended that's highly discounted. Do add a comment below. And stay tuned for another video like this in a week. See you guys later. Bye-bye.